Excellencies, distinguished guests, I have the honor to welcome you all here in Djibouti on the flag day of the Italian ship Margotini, on the occasion of the visit of the High Representative for Foreign Affairs of the European Union, Madame Mogherini. Madam, it's a pleasure to have you on board. A decade ago, when the Somali piracy crisis really began to affect global shipping, the EU and regional states, such as Djibouti, took note of the profound human and economic costs extended on international commerce and took decisive action to respond to it. At that time, the global incremental costs from Somali piracy were estimated to cost at least €7 billion. EUNAVFOR was launched in December 28 and has been active in countering piracy in the Indian Ocean ever since. Thanks to the effort of EUNAVFOR and its international partners, such as the Combined Maritime Forces and independent deployers, the impact of Somali piracy today is minimal. Shipping must still take precautions, but is not longer under high risk. It is my truly belief that this is a result of the combined action from different countries and organizations, together with initiatives from regional states, which aim to overcome maritime insecurity. I would therefore like to seize this occasion to salute and to thank those here in the region who continuously support us. Regional states, other multinational operations, and many other national contributions and efforts, such as the continuing presence of France in this area. With all our different mandates and capabilities, we have to ensure that we show the flexibility required to support each other the best we can to keep the seas safe. My gratitude goes also in particular to the Djiboutian authorities. In EUNAVFOR, we take pride on our excellent relation with the countries in the region who are actually the owners of maritime security, to which we are merely contributors. Here in Djibouti, you know better than I the enormous potential of the oceans and the seas for economic innovation and growth, and its vulnerabilities. Our long-standing relations with the Djiboutian authorities are a case in point, which, with our support element in Djibouti, as well as the two MPRI detachments, being an essential part of our deployment. As I will try to underline in my intervention, cooperation and not competition is essential for providing security in this wide region. As some of you may know, I have come here today traveling from Rota, in the south of Spain, where the operational headquarters was relocated from the UK less than 2 months ago, with the Maritime Security Centre Horn of Africa now being located in Brest, France. From Rota, I command an operation with one objective in mind, ensuring that what has been achieved operationally over the last decade is maintained, and that EUNAVFOR continues to be regarded as a key provider of maritime security in the Horn of Africa region and the Western Indian Ocean. However, it was just 1 month ago that Atalanta intercepted a pirate action group at sea, who was responsible for attacks against merchant vessels some 500 kilometers off the central coast of Somalia. The pirates were detained and are now on remand in the Seychelles. This action followed a series of incidents we witnessed over recent months in the Somali basin. We know for a fact that pirate networks maintain the intent, the means and the capability to deploy and to attack merchant vessels. It is up to us, military operations, coalition and regional states, to uphold deterrence, to operate in a flexible and agile manner, and to keep the seas safe. In addition, we are all aware that developments in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden can impact the freedom of navigation from Suez to Socotra, further down to the Seychelles. So, with the mandated stage extension of Operation Atalanta towards December 2020, the EU has sent a clear signal that security and cooperation with regional states and military partners matter. The European Union commitment to maritime security in the Indian Ocean goes far beyond solely the military means we deploy. We are putting in place tools and mechanisms to support coastal states and their populations in order to develop the responses to maritime insecurity that we know go well beyond the pirate threat. For while the maritime domain is the theater in which many of today's challenges are played out, almost all of those have their origins on land. The EU therefore works hand in glove across defense, diplomacy and development, between land and sea, between civilians and military forces, between EU actors and UN agencies. It is this integrated approach that the EU promotes which makes us successful and which makes us different. EUNAVFOR operates within this integrated approach, coordinating activities with our sister missions in Somalia, with EU agencies implementing EU-funded maritime security initiatives in Somalia and throughout the region, and cooperating with international navies and regional states. Thanks to the work of our sister mission, UCAP Somalia, and I am glad to see its deputy head of mission with us today. Another initiative, security bubbles created around the major Somali ports, present expanding pockets of opportunity for international merchants, with EUNAVFOR contributing to a more security maritime flank, leading major shipping companies such as Mars now calling into Mogadishu. This in return provides opportunities to enhance regional trade, allowing markets to stabilize and creating revenue streams which ideally should be reinvested into the maritime security architecture. I am well aware that the geopolitical environment in which we operate is becoming ever more complex, even as relations between countries are increasingly interdependent. This is why the European Union continues and will continue to promote an inclusive approach. Again, EUNAVFOR provides the obvious example. The principle of freedom of navigation is not contentious and is shared worldwide. And that explains why countries as far afield as Korea, New Zealand, and even Colombia have contributed directly to our military operations. Today we look for further solidarity of approach, as the issues we face go beyond national or even regional struggles for influence. The spectrum of maritime threat is wide: terrorism at sea, trafficking and smuggling of people, of weapons, of contraband, of narcotics, the preservation of the marine environment, the profound impact of worldwide crimes, the fight against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Answering any of these challenges is an opportunity that we all must seize together, and working in concert rather than independently will give us far greater leverage over those who seek to undermine rule of law. This is why EUNAVFOR has designed a mechanism called COCOA, Cooperation Concept for Atalanta, aimed to increase synergies with regional states and military actors present, and to complement each other's efforts in a pragmatic, flexible but predictable way. Wherever the threat and whoever the adversary, but particularly in the face of transnational organized crime, our military forces have an increasingly tough job to do. That situation offers great prospects for those of us who share similar values and goals. To conclude, let me underline that the transfer of authority has not and will not affect our operational output. This is my personal main effort, as I intend Atalanta to continue being a credible partner for regional states and international interlocutors. Thank you very much.